Yes, I am doing a video about my brushes. Finally. They get kind of long and it might need to be broken up into two parts because I do have a lot of brushes that I need to go through. But I have notes to try to kind of keep me on track and not ramble so much. If you watch my videos, you know that I use the Real Techniques brushes, and if you have seen most of them, they're always in them. There are a couple other brushes that are mixed in throughout there, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to grab a Real Techniques brush because they are just that awesome. Before I actually get into the brushes that are in this line, I am going to kind of talk about things you might want to know about the brushes if you're thinking about purchasing some, and just the stuff. The stuff, that's what we're going to call it because I can't think of another word. So first off, these brushes are 100% synthetic and 100% cruelty-free. As you can see, they've got the white bristles on top and the brown bristles on bottom. The white bristles are more loosely packed, and then the brown bristles are more densely packed for blending purposes. And there are 3 different collections, I guess. So, and that's why the handles are color coded. So you have your Flawless Base, which is orange. You have your Perfect Finish, which is pink, and then you've got your Enhanced Eyes, which is purple. See, all 3 of these brushes have a completely different shape, and that is because they are all hand cut to certain specifications for a better application and an easier, flawless application. And these are, like I said, 100% synthetic, so they can be used with any range of makeup products as well. By holding it up like this, you can see that there are names on all of the brushes here, here, and here, so it's just made easy because you can reference the brush and you know what brush it is. That's just that easy. Lastly, just to kind of hit on how the brushes are sold. Some are sold in kits that come in these kind of cases, and what's really cool is you can fold these cases over from this to this and they stand up. So your brushes are just standing straight up. And then you've got some of the brushes that come sold alone, just single, and they have these flared out bases. So you can actually stand them straight up on your counter and they will stay standing straight up so you don't make quite as big of a mess like while applying makeup and you just don't get it all over your counter. And for such amazing brushes, I think the price point on these is amazing. The standalone brushes that are sold by themselves range anywhere from $5.99 to $9.99, so none of these brushes themselves are over $10. And then you have the brushes that come in the kits. You've got 3 kits. You've got the starter kit, the core kit, and then the travel kit, and they are all $17.99. And then you've got the limited edition duo fiber brush, which I don't know if that's going to end up being permanent or not, but that is $19.99. I feel like I'm going to run through these at like a blitzkrieg pace. I am going to put a blog post up, so there will be more information on the brushes there, and I have organized these by handle color. Not necessarily what kit they come in, because I feel like putting all the face brushes, all the eye brushes, that kind of thing together will be much easier to go through them. First kit, it comes in one of these cool little holder pouches, and you get 4 brushes. You get the buffing brush, a contour brush, this detailer brush, and a pointed foundation brush. Now, this is the brush I use my foundation every day. It just applies foundation seamlessly, flawlessly, and just blends it into your skin amazingly. Then there is the pointed foundation brush, which I use more to apply like a loose powder under the eye, just to pack it in there, just when I want more of a flawless powder look, I guess. This is the contour brush. I don't normally use this one all the time, but it's really good at just getting in like the hollows of the cheeks, and it fits really nicely down the sides of my nose. And then there's the detailer brush, which is more for like detailed concealer, pinpoint concealing, but I use it as a lip brush, as you can see, and that is why it is stained. Other brushes in the Flawless Base line are the Expert Face Brush, which is a standalone brush, as you can see by the flared out handle. And this I use mainly when I want to apply a heavier, not heavier, but more of a full coverage. And then this is the Essential Foundation Brush. This comes in the travel kit, but since it's an orange handle, I'm doing it here. There's also an angled foundation brush and a powder brush. but I don't have those. Just to keep in the line of face brushes, we have the Perfect Finish ones, which are the pink handle. And the ones that I have are the multitask brush, which comes in the travel kit, but it's still pink handled, so we're using it here. And this is a really densely packed powder brush. It's good for applying a more full coverage layer of powder. If you're wearing a light foundation, you want more powder, something like that. Or to apply like a mineral foundation, this would be good. Then you have the blush brush, which is tapered, which I like, and you just put the powder on the end of it, and then once you press it in, you can see it flares out and the bristles around do the blending. Again, effortless. Then there's the setting brush, which for me just fits really good under my eyes and on top of my cheekbones for highlight, and I use these two every day when I do my makeup. Again, the brushes that I don't have, there is a stippling brush and a kabuki brush, but I don't need those, I don't think, so I haven't purchased them yet. I have been thinking about purchasing the stippling brush, but I haven't. So then you have the starter kit, which is a eye kit. So you have this, and then you get these 5 brushes. You get a brow brush, which is kind of thick, and I sometimes use it for my brows, but not always. You get the accent brush, accent brush, which is really good for just getting in under the line, under your lower lash line and smoking things out, or on top of the lash line to really smudge out a kohl liner or something like that. Then you have the base shadow brush, which is on one side it's flat, on one side it's fluffy. I don't know if you can really tell looking at it, but this is my favorite brush to blend out colors with. It's super soft and just super amazing, very multi-purpose. Then you have the Pixel Point eyeliner brush. Now this is kind of thick for me to be applying a liner with, plus I prefer to do it with an angle brush. It doesn't really matter. Then you have the Deluxe Crease brush, which I use more to apply concealer because it is a thin synthetic brush and it's very densely packed, so when you want a more full coverage concealer look, or more full coverage concealing, this is very good for applying. Brushes I don't have are a fine liner brush because I prefer using an angle brush to apply liner, and then a lash brow groomer because I prefer using a spoolie. The other brushes that do not come in that kit are the base shadow brush, or the shading brush, and this is a standalone brush. It comes by itself. It's $5.99. And then this one comes in the travel kit, is the domed shadow brush. And I use this to apply concealer, not so much eyeshadow, but this brush, the shading brush, is very good at packing on the color and blending. These brushes I kind of contemplated for a while whether to put them in or not because they are the limited edition duo fiber brushes, and I don't know if they're going to become a part of the solid line or if they're just going to stay limited edition and go away eventually. But anyway, I thought I'd throw them in here because they're brushes that you will see me use constantly because I do love these brushes the most out of all the Real Techniques brushes that I have. And the reason being is they are all like stippling brushes, and that means that they will pick up less product and apply less product, and you don't have to worry so much about becoming cakey. And I don't know if you can see so well, but they are color-coded to go with the other lines of brushes. So you have your duo fiber face brush, which will apply a very light, loose layer of powder, and it is in your Flawless Base collection. Then you've got the contour brush, which this is the contour brush that I prefer over the one I showed you earlier, and it is in your Perfect Finish one. And then you've got the duo fiber eye brush, which would be in your Enhanced Eyes kit. And this one I really like. It's just a very thin, tapered blending brush. All of these are amazing for blending, and these are great brushes, so if you don't have these in your collection, I would definitely recommend going to grab these, especially if they're not going to become a part of the permanent line. Range of brushes I have are the Kirkland brushes from Costco, and they come in this really nice zipper metallic pewter snakeskin case. And looks like they look like this. They have these nice metal metallic handles, and inside it folds over, and you've got a little pouch over here for something else. These are real hair brushes. I'm not the biggest fan of real hair brushes because I feel like the more I wash them, the more they shed. And I can't use them with cream products because I'm scared it will wreck them. Where using cream products on synthetic brushes, they go back right back to their shape. And I found once I washed these, they kind of did lose some shape, but the brushes in here that I normally do use are the powder brush, which is just this really big, fluffy powder brush. It sheds like crazy, but I like it. And then I use this liner brush if I'm using like eyeshadow as a liner. I don't generally use these a lot, like I said, because I can't use them with cream products, and I feel like cream products would wreck them. But so I have them, and I do use them, just not as often as I use my Real Techniques brushes. So after kind of running through all of those other brushes, I'm just kind of left with these random ones that I use, or have. So anyway, these first two are from Soho. This one here is my fluffy blending brush, which is in every single one of my videos. I use it constantly, every day, for everything. I don't just use it on my eyes, I do use it to do more of a heavy contour sometimes, or more of a precise contour. So it's a very multi-purpose brush for me. And then I have this Soho brush that is kind of a densely packed crease brush. I'm not the biggest fan of this brush. It's alright. Then I've got these two Urban Decay brushes here that I got in Naked 1 palette, Naked 2 palette. I love this shading brush for just packing on color. It's very dense, very good to pack on color. And this is a more tightly packed crease brush on this end, and a nice color packing brush on this, and I guess that would be a shader brush, I don't know. But this is one of my essential brushes. I travel with this one if I don't want to bring a bunch of brushes, because I can just do so much with this one. Good job, Urban Decay. I've heard their brushes are great. Maybe I should look into those too. And then next I've got these two from Sephora. They are both dual-ended. They are probably in almost all my videos as well. These are two of my favorite brushes. They are completely synthetic, obviously, because one is yellow and one is blue. This one is a fluffy brush on one end and a flat, stiff liner brush on the other. Great brush. I love it. And then the next one is supposed to be a brow brush, but I like that this angled end is so densely packed, and I use this to apply my gel liner. And then the other end's a spoolie, and I use this to brush my brows out. Then lastly is my Lone MAC 263 brush. I believe this is the synthetic one. It's an angled brush. I use it to apply like a darker color under my eyes, or what I mainly use it for in my videos is to put the black eyeshadow in the roots of my lashes, just to make sure they are nice and full looking. Those are all my brushes. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I ran through it really super fast, but like I said, I will have a blog post up that goes more in depth about all my brushes, and especially the Real Techniques one, because I swear by those brushes, and they are just that amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you liked hearing about the brushes, thumbs up, and if you're not, subscribe. It's free. So anyway, I will see you all in my next video, and thanks for watching. Oh, bye-bye. And all of this face will be in the down bar below.